The member for Dunkley.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Treasurer. Will the Treasurer update the House on recent economic data releases and how this reflects the continued strength of the Australian economy, including in my electorate of Dunkley? Is the Treasurer aware of any approaches that would risk this economic strength?
The Treasurer has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the member for Dunkley for his question. I know the member for Dunkley is proud to be part of a government whose plan for jobs and growth is working in this country. And as we see from the recent data releases, which we've often referred to in this House, those results include over 403,000 jobs created in the past year, more than 1,100 jobs per day, 3/4 of those jobs being full-time positions. I note that in Tasmania, jobs growth has been running at 3.2%. That's almost 5 times the average of the past decade. That's a great reason to re-elect the Hodgman government in Tasmania. Nationally, job growth has been positive now for 16 months, the longest consecutive run of jobs growth in recorded Australian economic history. ANZ job ads are at the highest level in almost 7 years. Confidence levels with consumers have risen 8% in the past 6 months. Business conditions are close to the highest level on record and are highest in Tasmania. Again, I note, business confidence is twice the long-run average. Capital expenditure expectations, according to the National Australia Bank survey, is at the highest level in over a decade. And today's CapEx data for the December quarter shows non-mining capital expenditure grew by 10%. 10% in 2017. Now, that's the strongest pace in 3 years, and it's the 5th consecutive increase in non-mining investment, the first time that has happened since 2002. Now, overall new capital expenditure growth of 4% in 2017 is something that has been the result of a government that understands the importance of driving investment and is driven by a party that is focused on growth. But sadly, not all political parties are interested in growth. And I refer to that great tome, Hearts and Minds, Mr Speaker, by the Shadow Treasurer. Still available for others if they want to borrow it. I seem to be the only one. But in the foreword from Paul Keating it says this. It says this, not all parties embrace economic growth and instances the manifesto of the Greens in turning its back on it, Mr Speaker. Well, how things have changed. Because the Shadow Treasurer has now become the very thing he warned against in being a party and in a party that is more focused on the politics of envy than in the economics of economic growth, Mr Speaker. Bob Hawke is known for being able to chug things down, Mr Speaker, but if he was forced to chug down the almond lefty economics, I'll try it again, Mr Speaker, the almond latte lefty economics, if he had to chug that down, Mr Speaker, in the way that the leader of the Labor Party today is, Mr Speaker, Bob Hawke would be spewing.